Okay. Are we live?
Yes, we are live. This
Oh,
is
okay,
former
cool.
heavyweight champion Mike Tyson representing Brooklyn, New York.
So you sound nothing like Mike Tyson, nor do you remind me of him, but go off.
Well, that's the best I can do right now. I ain't doing no falsetto tonight. But
I'm
I
pretty sure you
am
can
still
put
a
one out.
little bit swollen from the weekend.
You're what?
What?
I didn't
Still
hear
a
what
little
you
bit
said.
swollen from the weekend. So
Why?
because of a toothache, swollen gums around the wisdom tooth. Tooth got to come out eventually. So for now, I talk like this until after the tooth comes out and I heal up.
So how long before the tooth comes out?
Uh,
I can't
Well,
hear
right
you.
now I'm on an antibiotic regimen. Right now I'm on an antibiotic regimen, so it's going to be like a week or two.
But you're gonna live.
I'll live.
Amen to that. So tell me what you're smoking on today, because I'm smoking on papaya punch. I rolled it
I'm
in
smoking on
a bam.
Palpatine.
On what?
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Do you know if that's an indica or sativa? Because that's some new shit I got to try now. Or sample. Your phone is freezing. I need you to get closer to your house and your Wi-Fi.
There you are.
I can see you now. You were pixelating. You got to get closer to your house.
No, I was closing apps.
And he's off. Anyhow, guys. Oh wait. He's back now.
Yeah, I was closing apps. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Android shit. Team iPhone. You already know.
Keep your iPhone. I'm still Team Android until they bring back the BlackBerry.
So I miss having a keyboard, but when I attempted to use, I have my old Blackberries, all like I have a lot of my old phones, right? So it's not functional, but I was typing on it, just to fool around, and I'm like, oh my god, these letters are so little. So
I never had a problem with the keyboard.
I didn't have a problem either until, I ended up going to, what was it? Android, then iPhone. And then I switched back and forth a few times.
I was forced to switch after a good friend of mine, who's the older brother of a good friend of mine, who is also the brother-in-law of a good friend of ours, accidentally dropped my phone in not just any water, but the Long Island Sound.
Damn. That
Oh,
sucks.
but by dropped in the water, meaning that he it was still in his pocket and he fell in the water.
And this is someone I know.
Yeah.
That
You may not have
sucks.
met him in you may or may not have met him in person. I'm not gonna air him out on air.
You need to let me know who that is afterwards so I could laugh about it. So sorry about the mess. These are all my protest signs or other shit. So protest signs. But let's talk real quick about why I'm happy that Kanye West went to Twitter jail.
Brother West. Or Ye. What do you want to call? Well, I don't give a fuck what you're going to call yourself. Kanye.
His mother named him Kanye.
Actual...
We call him Kanye.
Hey, Muhammad Ali named him Cash. His mother named him Cassius.
Oh, go ahead and call him Cassius if you want to. I mean,
I ain't call him the great Muhammad Ali Cassius. He tell me to call him Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna call him Muhammad Ali. Ice Cube tell me call him Ice Cube. I'm not gonna call him Moshe. But
Are
yay,
you
what the
sure
fuck?
about? I don't know. Like, this isn't one of them Diddy.
Okay, Father of North. What the fuck?
That's yeah. So real quick, just so you know about this man's life story, right? Because I want
know
to
the whole life story. The African name, the school teacher mom, the Black Panther daddy, the trip to China, the nice neighborhood, the nice school, all of that.
Hold on. Let's break this down. So Kanye West's father, Kanye West did not grow up with his father. Kanye West grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood with his mother in a suburb outside of Chicago. Let's not mince words here. He had a very comfortable upbringing where his mother financed his studio time as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know what other inner city youth, because he's never been inner city. What youth is going to sit there and say, my mother financed my studio time?
Waka Flocka. Oh yeah, you said youth. Never mind.
Huh?
My bad. You said youth. Waka Flocka is not youth.
Yeah, like he ain't no 13-year-old where his mother's paying for studio time for a hobby. Waka Flocka was a rapper.
But his mom did. His mom did own the studio. The record label he was signed to in the studio he recorded in.
That's different. Kanye West's mother was able to retire and draw a pension in order to help him with his career as a rapper.
Isn't that every parent's dream?
You want to hear something? Maybe so, but without his mother's financial support, Kanye would most likely still be working at the Gap. Or no, didn't he get fired from the Gap?
I don't know.
This shit's doing so fucking bad. Hold on.
So basically, if it wasn't for Donda West, Crucial Conflict would be the biggest thing out of Chicago, and not Kanye West.
Right. Well, we have the Migos.
Migos ain't from Chicago.
Oh, where are they from?
Atlanta.
Okay, then.
Where have you been the last 10 years?
Sorry. So this is my daughter's genre of music. However, yeah, so Kanye wouldn't be shit, would he?
I mean, he did sell his first beat to Jermaine Dupri and it made it his album.
After his mother sat there and helped pay for his studio time when he was a child. That's the difference. Like, nobody in the hood is going to have their mother paying for their studio time at 13 years old. So when
How old was Silent? How old was Silento?
Who?
Silento.
I don't know. Is he mainstream? Because you know all the back alley artists.
He was for like a year or two.
No, he wasn't. He's mainstream to you.
Whip and Nene was huge for like a couple summers.
That is a one-hit wonder.
Somebody had to pay for studio time.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you like this. Kanye West, as an individual, is this weird anomaly. Not only that, I mean, growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, normally, I wouldn't say that it had an impact on him because I know plenty of people who grew up in all white neighborhoods and they're not wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts either. But it's like this man, he goes one moment wanting to, I don't get him. And then afterwards, you sit there and you tell him, hey, brother, this shit's harmful that you're doing. And he's sitting there screenshotting. Yo, I was so happy. Now, here's the thing. It's very harmful to use anti-Semitic tropes. But the man needed to go to fucking Twitter jail. Tell me I'm lying.
Man, that ain't the way I would have wanted it to happen.
It needed to happen.
I don't even remember what's the last time I played a Kanye record at a party. Let's be real.
Because I have a Kanye song. It's Kanye and Cardi, but it's pinned to my fucking Facebook. I'm gonna switch it for another Cardi song. But
look, I'm just saying, as tired as Half the Planet is of Drake's voice, Drake still gets more play at a party than Kanye West nowadays.
That's true. Kanye's so messy.
He did it to himself. How long can we keep blaming he's grieving his dead mom for his bullshit?
If he was a regular ass person, he'd be in the Institute of Living right now.
Man, he take a shit every day like everybody else. He is a regular person. He's just riching on TV.
You know what I mean? If he didn't have the celebrity money, he would definitely be at the fucking mental ward right now at UConn or wherever the fuck state he's at. Talib Kweli as well, but that's your boy, not mine.
Him again.
I'm getting blamed for him hating the state of Connecticut. Like, that man needed a reason to hate Connecticut. That man hates everything.
I really don't give a shit anymore because Joe Rogan talked enough shit about Connecticut and he got away with it.
You want to hear something? Joe Rogan's not really from here. So when he talks, like, I mean, here's the thing. Him and Steve Harvey have fair criticisms. So you go to Bradley Airport, right? And then you got to drive a fucking hour to perform at the casino. Like, that is ass. And then the state keeps blocking any viable casino. So we keep losing business over to Springfield with their crappy ass slot. Like, that shit looks like an adult arcade. It's not an experience like Mohegan. So, I mean, them talking shit about Connecticut has nothing. They really didn't have the opportunity to see anything because our capital city doesn't have, like, they're about to close the airport. So there's some shit that's going to be lost right there. And we don't have a mall. We don't have a casino. We have insurance companies, nonprofits, and HPD willing to mow down people during the Puerto Rican parade.
Oh, God. Connecticut, can we get our shit together? Can we get our shit together?
Yeah, so I mean, those are valid criticisms. Now, Talib Kweli, on the other hand, can shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Reason why, he lived here. He knows better. Are we not going to pretend that a man that lived in Cheshire for 4 years never heard of Hartford?
Okay, I'm going to try this without Wi-Fi because I'm freezing up.
Yeah, you keep freezing up. It sucks.
Bear with me if you can hear me.
I can hear you just fine. All right, anyhow. So Talib Kweli knows me on a first name basis while we wait for Assad. That man hates me and he can go fuck himself. But right, we are going to cut to a commercial break. As always, we are sponsored by Kimura's Cultural Corner, and see you guys in a moment.
All right.
Practicing and living in community means that we're responsible to ourselves and others. It means that we're committed to engaging humbly and bravely with others who we may not agree with, but who share a similar worldview. Tensions and conflicts are gifts that allow us to grow together. Join our peaceful revolution.
Make sure to check out Kimura's Cultural Corner. We are always sponsored by her, even when she don't got shit to donate. Trust me. So if you'd like to support her work, make sure
that we're back.
Corner.com. But we're back. Fuck Talib Kweli, but Defcon 3 on Kanye and go. What were you saying before your Wi-Fi cut out?
Listen, Kanye West already dominates the headlines when there's other fuckery out west that's going on.
That's true. Oh, you talk about the Mexican chick over at that shit was so messy. So I actually had to Google what changuito meant because Spanish has different dialects. So when you say pichón in Puerto Rican Spanish, it means bird. I guess when you say it in like Peruvian Spanish, it means dick. Pastel for us, it's a meat pie. In Mexican Spanish, it's a cake. So changa or chango, crybaby. That's what it means in Puerto Rican Spanish. So then afterwards, when I Google what it meant in their dialect, I'm like, how the fuck you gonna call his son a monkey? Like, oh my God. Like, are y'all not supposed to be united? Like, LAPD be fucking y'all up as a collective unit, black and brown. Should you not be together as a collective unit? But I'll be honest with you. A lot of Spanish language media, while there is a lot of colorism in the Puerto Rican community, I've got to say that our artists, while we have J-Lo, we also have Tego Calderon. So we do have prominent black artists, and it's known that there's black Puerto Ricans. However, the erasure of black Mexicans, holy shit, let me tell you, there's black Mexicans if you ain't know. And obviously you see, more than
just Lupita. There's actual factual black Mexicans.
Yeah, there's like tons of them. That's the thing. And it's like people get shocked by this.
Because they weren't counted in the census till 2018.
Oh, you mean black Mexicans get counted as white? Because I know black Puerto Ricans do. Black Puerto Ricans get counted as white on the census. It's fucking psychotic.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I need you to think about like the West Indies as a whole, right? So Puerto Rico was a slave port. There is definitely a high population of black people. So Puerto Rican as an ethnicity, as a nationality, I consider it a country. It's technically a country. We have black folks. We have white folks. My grandmother is white. There's slave owner ancestry literally on that side, the same way that there's slave ancestry on my grandfather's side. So, I mean, that's the reality of being Puerto Rican. You're going to have it all along with the Native American. So, the
Mexican culture is way different, though.
They still have black people. That's the thing. And they're like actual black Mexicans. They forget that they had slaves as well. The Alamo was fought over slavery. Like, Texas became a state and the Alamo was fought, and we gained all this land like California, Arizona, and everything else because we fought a war over, like, mini war over slavery. This is before the Civil War. We went to war with Spain. Like, we won and we kicked their ass because we weren't ready to give up slaves yet as a country. So, I mean, let's not pretend that black Mexicans don't exist in this bitch. The way that, like, it's a kid that you're talking about, man.
And they wonder why Gen Xers were happy that Ozzy Osbourne pissed on the Alamo.
Everyone should piss on the Alamo.
I'm sure a lot of people did after Ozzy did it.
I
He was
don't think
banned
enough
from
people
performing in
have done
Texas
it.
for a while after that.
I don't think enough people, like Kanye hasn't done it.
Look, but that city council shit though, the fact that it happened in LA where there's already kind of a black-brown divide happening in some
So she
areas.
actually resigned today, and I'm like, what the fuck took you so long?
And I don't know if it's real or not, but it was this young lady cussing out the LA town council meeting or some shit, just wailing on them. I gotta find a clip, and I hope it's a real clip and not somebody just layering shit on there. Because
Oh,
also is
yeah.
what was yeah, but if it's real, it's fucking brilliant, and they deserve that shit.
What? I need to know what you're smoking again because I don't think I want to smoke that. You look like you're gonna fall asleep in your car.
It's the camera angle. What I'm smoking on is Palpatine. This is a sativa. I think it's sativa dominant. I got to look it up again. But
How much?
Palpatine for how
How
much
much
what?
was it? How much was it?
Oh, this was gifted to me.
Oh, because I was gonna say that I'll give you 15 if you bring me a pre-roll of it.
This is all I got. Like I said, it was gifted to me.
Ooh. I honestly have another spliff right now somewhere. But
call that pop?
you would think that as oppressed peoples, we would come together. But not everyone is on the same page.
That's how divide works. Because how can you maintain power if all of these different people groups that you're progressing collectively outnumber you? You divide them, you divide them, and let them conquer each other. Divvy up the resources while you gain control of everything.
I guess
it's by design and it's generational. Very much generational.
Like I know that technically it's the way that we're supposed to find safety. We're supposed to assimilate into whiteness or whatever, right? But
Not anymore.
I really think that we need to do better as a people, especially, Hispanics. Like, do better, fellow Hispanics. Like, most of you are also Black. Like, I know Fat Joe is getting so much shit because he's like, I thought I was Black. And I'm like, you probably are, but let's have this discussion where, like, don't do this. Don't do this, Fat Joe. Just shut the fuck up.
Right, Fat Joe gets a pass because he's a product of 1980s Bronx environment.
I thought it was because he's Black.
Listen, given it, there's a lot of African influence in Puerto Rican culture. There's also a lot of African influence in Cuban culture, and he grew up around both. And he was taught that, and he believed that.
Well, that's because most of us.
Sorry. So many people in the 80s did not have the resources to go get a DNA test.
Am I pixelating at all? Am I pixelating or buffering? That is definitely my son. Give me a second. I'm buffering. Okay.
Were you using up all the bandwidth?
Yeah, Fortnite. And then he's denying it, and I'm like, okay, of course. Huh.
Palpatine is a different kind of evil.
I like mine.
Yeah, nobody. What is yours?
The papaya. So the first time I had it is from someone who went to go get it from North Carolina. Then they're like, you got to sample this. I'm like, okay with it. And then I'm like, damn. So I smoked it with Bola. So then afterwards, when it's eventually in Connecticut, I'm like, oh my God, this shit is great. And the other day at a festival, I was able to pick some up. And well, it was gifted to me, but yeah.
I see. Oh boy. What else is going on in the world? Oh, fucking that dude in Alabama.
What dude in Alabama? Oh, I don't want to talk about him, man. He's gonna piss me off. We know already. Say it again. People act like they're surprised, and I don't know why the fuck they think. Like, why the fuck are you surprised? Like, at this point, these are the descendants of slave owners. Okay? They have, they get away with doing their one tweet a year honoring Martin Luther King. They say Happy Columbus Day, and that's it.
I never thought I'd live to see the day where the David Duke crowd would go mainstream.
Have they ever not been mainstream?
I'm not counting talk shows in the 90s.
Yourself. So I need you to think about Strom Thurmond. Everyone the fuck else. Like, when has fascism not been mainstream? When has anti-blackness not been mainstream in the United States? There have been
1618.
I'm pretty sure there were already black people in North America.
They were called Olmecs.
Yeah. However, in the West Indies, shit was kind of deep.
And that was before Africans touched soil.
No, Africans were brought over in the fourth journey of Columbus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So may he rot in hell.
Think he's getting a pineapple shoved up his ass like Hitler?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think that's too nice.
What's
there
going
we
on?
go.
Okay. That was me.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I thought it was me.
Nope, definitely not you. However, I am extremely annoyed that people continue to sit there and that they continue to be so willfully ignorant that they continue to be shocked by this behavior. That's what gets me. That's the part that gets me.
It used to get me too. But I realized some people are really, really comfortable in their bubble and just never see it until they're forced to see it.
Yeah, so you have to remember that the brief period that we had in the 90s, was a period where instead of, being called the N-word directly, you're now being called a super predator kindly on TV. Mass incarceration. So, America's always been anti-Black and society's always been anti-Black. And that just because it went covert for a brief period does not mean that it went away or was never mainstream. COINTELPRO was
some people are just that willfully ignorant.
Huh?
Some people are just that willfully ignorant.
Correct. Like, social media is great for, people discovering things that they should have already known. So whenever there's police shootings, we know what was happening, but now they get to discover it. So go ahead, Christopher Columbus, that shit.
Also, I hope everyone had a great Indigenous Peoples Day.
I was camping at Kimura's.
I was laughing at the fact that the school district said they don't give a shit what you call it as long as you get the day off.
Pretty much. Like, I'm very happy with the school districts that did, go ahead and change the name, because you do need that break in October. Just go ahead and change the name. So let's go ahead and honor these Indigenous people in bed.
Isn't the name Connecticut based on some kind of ancient Native American name?
Let me find out.
I know Naugatuck is.
I think Connecticut has nothing to do with the name, but we'll find out now. Connecticut.
Yeah, but my question is Connecticut named after the river, or is the river named after Connecticut? And then we'll start from there.
Okay,
only because I forgot my high school.
Hold up, it's Algonquin. Oh shit! It means long river and refers to the Connecticut River. So Native Americans called
the named after the river.
They called it Connecticut. Go figure. Wow. Tribes in Connecticut.
Something to be prideful for.
Tungus, Pequannock, Podunk, Hammonasset, Quinnipiac. So these were tribes in Connecticut. Holy shit. I just learned something today. Because usually you just hear about the Mohegans and the Pequots. So. And Taino.
Yeah, because one of them made a movie.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, I would be well versed in Taino. Then, I
was born here. My parents aren't from here.
I mean, my parents are from Puerto Rico, so.
Mom's from down south, pops from the Virgin Islands.
That's an interesting mix. How's your family been in the Virgin Islands after the hurricane? Because I have like
most of my family no longer. A lot of my family don't live in the Virgin Islands anymore. A couple of cousins, some extended family here and there, but most of them are here in the States, between New York and Baltimore. And a few here in Connecticut.
I have family leaving the mainland to go volunteer over at the island. So I'm actually looking for childcare. That way I'd be able to do it too. However, it's just like we have a mix. So I'm pretty connected to the island, as most mainland Puerto Ricans are. And Yeah, man. Like, we really need independence for the island. How does the Virgin Islands feel about, being part of the US, if you don't mind me asking? Because um, I know that whenever you support independence and you become like a prominent figure, the CIA is going to take you out. So most people have been like, you know what? This doesn't seem like it's going to work out. We might as well go for statehood.
Virgin Islands is more of in a unique position given how it was acquired to the U.S. versus how Puerto Rico was acquired. Plus, its relationship with the British Virgin Islands, which makes up the entirety of the Virgin Islands, which all of it used to be under Danish control before it split between U.S. and Great Britain. As far as the political landscape, right now, most of the focus, at least in the local news, has been on street crime.
So you guys aren't worried about statehood, territory, or anything else?
I'm sure the politicians are. The rest of the island is just trying to get by.
Yeah, because like in Puerto Rico, there's no Democrat or Republican. It's statehood versus territory and, things like that. There's not much Democrat or Republican.
Well, like Puerto Rico, there's not much as far as export, and it's a tourist-driven economy.
Here's the thing. Puerto Rico wasn't always a tourist or whatever economy. It was actually forced that way by the United States. They used to grow most of their own food. So Puerto Rico standalone could have been an independent country. However, there was a movement between the 40s to the 70s to industrialize the island, which made them now dependent on food imports. So they're getting reamed up the ass right now by the Jones Act, and it's really
so Puerto Rico, they don't have any like street carts with local produce or anything like that.
Yeah, but they have that in Connecticut. We have bananas in Connecticut. We have street carts in Connecticut with fruit. Just because you see someone selling oranges in Connecticut, on the side of the road doesn't mean they grew them here.
So they in Puerto Rico, in the climate that coconuts can grow, selling Philippine coconuts.
Yeah, I mean, you have some food in your backyard. It's not enough to sustain like for a year. So Puerto Rico used to be completely independent for food. And the United States basically came in and said, get rid of your farms. We're going to put in these factories. Oh, now the factories are gone. And, you guys have government positions and state jobs. But the opportunities outside of tourism, I'm afraid they're going to turn it into Hawaii. And that's really what they're doing with the Jones Act, along with they're attempting to weaken the island. They can't go in with the military anymore, but weaken the economy, which the U.S. and the policies here are great for. So when, they introduce a bill, Puerto Rico has never been able to vote or have any say for their status in the United States. Every single vote has been non-binding, and the United States ignores all of them. So a U.S. senator from the mainland would have to introduce a bill for Puerto Rico to become part of the United States. That's the way it's been since the 1900s, whenever we got U.S. citizenship. So, because they had to draft us for World War I, but you can't draft a non-citizen. So Puerto Ricans became citizens so they could draft us.
So
when did you guys become U.S. citizens?
So not only was Puerto Rico strategy on top of that, on the flip side of things, the culture of Puerto Rico has been influential on a global scale compared to other U.S. territories, Virgin Islands included.
Oh yeah, you guys use
a global okay, name a global superstar from Puerto Rico.
J-Lo, Ricky Martin.
Everyone watching from Puerto Rico, not of Puerto Rican descent, but back to the point, the fact that you can name anyone in the U.S. of Puerto Rican descent.
Huh?
Ricky Martin, Bad Bunny, Daddy
Tego
Yankee,
Calderon,
those
Don Omar.
Hector Lavoe.
Oh yeah, him too. Ivy.
And the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
And now American born Puerto Ricans. You mentioned J Lo. You can mention what was her husband's name again?
Who?
J Lo's ex husband, the singer.
Oh, Mark Anthony.
Okay, yeah, Mark Anthony. Who else? Who else?
Oh no, wait. So
Big Pun, Nina Sky,
how's it go?
Rosie Perez, and that list goes on and on. So we'll push Puerto Rico in a unique position as far as statehood. Besides its history, is its cultural impact that has had on not only the U.S. but around the globe.
I don't want Puerto Rico to be a state.
But that's the argument.
Puerto Rico.
But that's also the argument for its independence as well.
Listen,
because of its specifically its global impact.
Now, you do understand that Puerto Rico is basically a colony of the United States whose resources are being fucking abused, as well as its people. Expats right now. Expats can leave the United States and vote. My brother was a Canadian citizen and was voting just fine, but U.S. citizens born on U.S. soil are not allowed to vote for the president. The United States.
So, what is the answer?
Independence only, with reparations.
Now, everything that I said can be used as an argument for independence. The global cultural impact of Puerto Rican people.
My uncle died.
They don't call Bad Bunny a Puerto Rican star. They call him an international star. Do you hear me?
My uncle died in a shootout with the FBI over Puerto Rican independence.
I know. We've covered this on the show many times. So, like I said, Bad Bunny is a global star. They don't say a Puerto Rican star. They don't say a domestic star. Global star.
We have our own Olympic team.
Independence. I'm sad to say, what does Virgin Island really have for its argument for independence? Such a small territory, both in land mass and in population. And what was our biggest contribution to the U.S.?
Boxers.
Tim Duncan and Superhead. And Cousin Julian.
Wait, Superhead too?
Oh, Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, no, but Superhead is a contribute. Like, you think it's not a contribution, but it is. Superhead has not only helped the porn industry, but what about the hip hop industry?
I'm pretty sure it fucked up a lot of marriages.
Listen, Superhead inspired Lil Wayne back in 2008. Young Moolah, baby.
All right.
Nothing.
We also have Tim Duncan, Julian Jackson, Rock City, Kelsey Grammer,
Superhead,
and Superhead.
Yeah. So I think
Weekend at Bernie's too.
Huh?
Weekend at Bernie's too.
So I saw those movies as a kid. I don't remember them.
The second movies take place in St. Thomas.
So just out of curiosity, so the guy was dead in both movies, right?
Yes.
Why did he not start decomposing?
Well, it wasn't that far off in the timeline.
But
The
St.
movie starts
Thomas
the
is
day
not
after the last movie ends.
The problem is, though, and my glasses just fell. St. Thomas is much hotter.
Yeah. But also, Bernie's moving.
Huh?
Bernie's moving and he's reanimated.
There we go. Someone's calling me. Wait, what do you mean he's reanimated? Like, yeah, they were moving him. They were moving him around. They were picking him up.
That was in the first movie. In the second, you got to watch the second movie. See, you have you spoiled the plot line for the viewers.
So, didn't that shit come out in the 90s?
Both of them. Oh yeah, the second movie came out in the early 90s.
So
but
there's like no way to watch it, and people are gonna look it up. Go ahead and
in the second movie, a voodoo curse is put on Bernie's body to reanimate him to find buried treasure that he buried just off the coast of St. Thomas, Virgin Islands.
And what happened?
The people that were hired to do the voodoo curse were a couple of hustlers from New York, and they fucked up the spell by using a pigeon instead of a chicken. So now Bernie's body is reanimated, but only when music is playing around him. And this movie takes place around carnival season.
Oh, so he's up the entire time. Nice.
But only when music's playing, and no one, and when people see him moving, they don't know he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
they just think he's a jolly white man out for a stroll.
That is awful. So does he end up getting buried at all?
What?
What ends up happening to him afterwards? Does his family find him?
What family? He was a rich billionaire asshole that sniffed coke.
Oh. Okay.
There was no Weekend at Bernie's 3, so we don't know what happened to Bernie's body after that. We just see a cartoon version of him fall down, and then the credits roll.
So getting back to Kanye now, because I can't get that shit out of my head. Are we gonna have
Kanye is the Black Bernie. He's reanimated from the dead, and he be doing a whole bunch of bullshit unless his music is playing. And then we're back to liking Kanye again because he makes great music. He's a genius. And then he goes back to the bullshit as soon as the music is over.
You know, some of it's funny when it's.
Weekend at Kanye's.
I thank God that he ended up going to Instagram and Twitter jail because he really needed that time out. As soon as he said shit, like, it's harmful, yes. But I'm like, thank you, Jesus. This man can't post. Like, thank you.
You know what he needs?
Fucking reportable. That's really how I felt.
You know what he needs? You know what I feel he needs? He needs for Jay-Z and Dame Dash to make amends, get together, and put pause on him.
Jay-Z's not going to do that.
Neither is Dame Dash, but the both of them need to team up and put pause on him. They created this mess anyway.
Donda West created that mess. And his father, for not, he could have flown him out during the summer. And he chose not to.
Jay-Z could have said no to the request to hop on that track.
Which one?
Dame Dash could have said no.
Which one?
I forgot which one. but it's a Jay-Z track, and Kanye West asked for a feature, and Jay-Z said yes.
Okay, but I mean, it's good that he had. I mean, Stacey Dash hasn't been black since they broke up at the fucking airport, but that's a whole other issue. Him and Kanye, her and Kanye.
So you saying this that he's doing all of this bullshit for all these years in a veiled attempt to get Stacey Dash back? as Stacey fades slowly back to black?
Yo.
After she realized DMX been dead for a year?
Yo, that shit was the worst. Like, I need to know how bad of a space she was in. Like, first of all, bitch, you got your start on BET. Okay.
No, I needed to be in the room when Styles P is passing the spliff to Swiss Beats, and they heard the shit at the same time. I need to be in that room.
I don't know why she turned into what she turned into, but I'm glad that she's coming back. I just know you know whose ass really needs to get whooped? Dan Malloy. You want me to tell you why?
Again.
Former Governor Dan Malloy is the reason we have Candace Owens, because if his son never picked on her and called her all types of racist shit, the NAACP would have never sat there and had to get involved, and then she would have never got the lawsuit, ran out the money that she had for her little luxury apartment, gotten evicted, and then shut down all her anti-Trump shit to then become a right-winger. It's not a mental health. There's some mental health issues. The girl should have really gone to therapy after getting bullied in racist incidents, which is literally what happened. But she failed to get the therapy, fine. So we're now at a crossroads here. Okay, whatever.
All right, so here's the solution. Well, Damon J is beating the shit out of Kanye West, so we need to get Beyonce and Solange to put the pause on Candace Owens.
No. All the smoke should go to
okay,
and we ain't making no fucking threats on the internet. So, but what we are going to do is sit there and, yeah.
Look, Dan Muller need his ass whooped for a whole lot of reasons. But that's government.
We did a lot with prison reform because, you know, but he really fucked up with Candace Owens. Like, your son bullied this bitch so bad, she wants to pretend racism doesn't exist. Think about that.
That's fucked up.
Your son bullied Candace Owens so bad in racist incidents that Candace Owens wants to live the rest of her life pretending that racism doesn't exist.
Here's what we do. Dan Malloy, what was that show about the MMA fighters go against school bullies or some shit like that? It was on MTV before MTV became the ridiculousness show. Anyway, he needed to get on that show and I don't know, pick an MMA fighter to fight him on behalf of the whatever sanity Candace Owens had left that got lost.
I believe that she could have been like a really good person if Dan Malloy's son didn't mess her up. No. But you know what? There's no redeeming quality about Kanye. I just want you to know that. When it comes to his upbringing, there is no redeeming quality. He can be a great artist. He might be fantastic in bed. He can be really nice when he's medicated. But for his impact on society, he is nothing more than Julia Clarice Brown with the ability to rhyme words together.
Is Kanye West trying to R. Kelly himself with his pants on?
What you mean?
R. Kelly was a great singer, and people kept giving him a pass because of his great singing. Just like Kanye West is a complete asshole, but a great beat maker, music maker, and people keep giving him a pass because of great music, which, in my opinion, has not been so great since Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Pablo was
You
all over the
such a
place. I
fucking
hated
hoe.
Jesus.
I love it. How do you not love that song?
That's when I wanted to smack the shit out of Kanye West. You gave Lil Pump a platform and a fucking hook at the
I'm a
same
sick
time.
fuck. I like a quick fuck. I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck.
Yeah, that's a long way from the
I just
genius
gotta
bars
phone
of
you.
Jesus Walks.
Huh?
And then after that song, you gonna make a gospel album? How, Kanye? How, yay? You made a gospel album after saying, I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck. Or you're dressed like a goddamn Minecraft avatar following a big booty woman.
God's gonna pay my bail tonight.
Kanye West.
God's gonna pay my bail tonight. Yeah, I liked that album too.
He rebuilt his childhood home and put Marilyn Manson on the front porch.
He had Marilyn Manson going to church though.
90s, everybody never saw that coming. Marilyn Manson goes to church and a rapper put him in it?
You got to remember that we live in the
Also,
timeline where Kid Rock was being considered as a Senate candidate. And a TV host or a reality TV host ended up being our fucking president. And he almost had his vice president lynched. So this is our timeline now. So when you sit there and you say, you'll never believe it, fucking try me.
Hey, 90s me, you never believe this. You know that guy Kid Rock that does the rap and rock combo, but the DJ his ass off? Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them Republicans now. We lost him. Forget his DJ. He don't even rap no more. He's a country star.
So Kid Rock has always seemed like he says the N-word in private.
His first child is half black.
He says the N-word in private.
Maybe that's why they broke up. Him and his first baby mom.
I can assure you of that just because I know from someone who's how do I put this? Being the minority in these situations, I know that having a mixed child does not protect you from racism at all.
Black people gave him his stage name. True story. He was at a party. He was DJing. He was freestyling. He was dancing. And these girls at the party said, "Look at that Kid Rock." And the promoter said, That's how he got his name. And that was before he graduated high school.
Run for president again?
Who?
Kanye's going to run for president again, you think?
He is. He already got 24 hats out.
What?
He already got 2024 merchandise printed.
I want to see who the Republican nominee is because Jesus Christ, please don't let it be Trump.
It's going to be Trump.
How? How?
Who else in the Republican Party has any power or attention over people right now?
None of them. They all bent over for him. Like, yo, how the fuck does he call your wife ugly and you turn around and campaign for him, yo?
Look, at this point, if you're right wing, you're either a Trump follower or you're almost Democrat.
Listen.
And that's the sad reality.
Chris Christie should have never lined up like a bitch like that. So call me sick, right? But I used to think Chris Christie had like this little thing going on because I like the fact that he was making these little "I'm a boss, you can't tell me what to do" power moves. So I was like, ooh, that's kind of cute. Like, it's horrible, but I'm like, ooh. And then afterwards, I see him bitch up for Trump, and I'm like, ew. I like chubby guys, so that's just my thing.
Some people are just turned on by that power, and for some reason, Trump is the apex, the alpha, the end all be all. So if you're right wing in America, you're either on Trump's side or you're crying to the Democrats how much you hate Trump.
I mean, Mitt Romney gets away with it because he's in Utah. Utah's a safe red state.
Mm-hmm. He knew he had to get the fuck out the East Coast.
Well, here's the thing, though. So we got to remember that Obamacare was based off Romney care. If Joe Lieberman, it's Connecticut's fault as usual, but if Joe Lieberman never killed the public option, our insurance rates would be drastically lowered. We still need a public option. If we're not going to have Medicare for all, the public option will at least segue us or be the stopgap. But we need something immediately. We need Medicare for all immediately. But if we can't have that, at least give us the public option. So toss us a fucking life preserver.
Man, I don't even.
But it's based off Romney care. Mitt Romney was the architect for universal health care in the United States and the push for it. He made it seem viable after the Clintons pushed for it. This has been a push for decades now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Romney made the initial push to make it into something that almost happened as governor when he was governor of Massachusetts. So, I mean, he's kind of left, but damn if he doesn't just jerk you around and bring you right whenever he does that Mormon shit.
Yeah, and it was that one time he went to the Black Lives Matter rally. Republicans pulled him to a side like, "Can I speak to you for a minute, sir?" Mitt, what the fuck was that?
I mean, everybody is at Black Lives Matter rallies. Let's be honest.
Except Trump. And Trump cleared his out the way.
Well, that was down the line. But let's be real. The reason that the majority of people showed up was not, they saw George Floyd. They're like, oh, poor George Floyd. They had Black Lives Matter week because it got them out the house during quarantine. Most people didn't, they felt useful for 5 minutes and then they went back home and they were happy they got out the house. That's it. So that's literally what it is.
We're going to honor this man who died with a knee behind his neck by kneeling. Modern day Christ.
How many fucking people? Oh my God. The performative bullshit from everyone was horrible. So Democrats have the ability to pass, legislation or at least propose it, because Republicans will propose the fuck out of legislation, even if it doesn't pass. They keep going, and they will wear the Democrats down. I want that same energy from our side. I want that Democrats left.
The Democrats bought kente cloths and took a knee for a few seconds.
I saw that shit and I'm like, yo. Like, I can imagine the fucking intern who was given the fucking petty cash to go over there and buy the shit or the fucking card. I hope it was a black intern so that they could laugh their ass off at them. That was horrible.
It probably went to Georgetown.
Like, some fucking legislation, bitch. Like, what the fuck is Pelosi doing?
Drinking Hennessy.
Schumer.
What is Schumer doing?
He's getting fucking what he's Pelosi's bottom.
Yeah, he's getting pegged by Pelosi.
That's it. That literally has to be it, because what the fuck else is he doing? Because Mitch McConnell seems to be doing just fucking fine. Mitch McConnell was elected the year we were born. You know that, right?
Mitch McConnell looks like a 130-year-old turtle.
We were getting conceived at the time that
Mitch McConnell looked like he melted.
Okay, so like literally, Mitch McConnell was elected a couple days before I was born. Mitch McConnell has literally he has outlasted so many fucking people. Why has nobody ran a campaign against this man and been like, you are the poorest fucking state in the union and this guy is rich? What are you doing? Literally, that would be my campaign.
Mitch McConnell Man, Mitch McConnell reminds me of a Batman villain made of clay.
Oh my God. A fucking melted turtle.
Mitch McConnell is like Action League now, but he's Melt Man.
Yo, Mitch McConnell's face looks like the underside of a fucking turkey. That little red thing. Like, that's Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell looks like his body's too big for his head.
Mitch McConnell looks like he's a stunt double on Gumby, yo.
Mitch McConnell's the white stand-in for Beetlejuice.
Mitch McConnell's literally the fucking extra in Ninja Turtles. He's a grandfather. Grandpa Turtle.
Man, let's see.
Mitch
McConnell was a video game character.
Earthworm Jim.
Shang Tsung, except he's too lazy to steal souls.
Instead of stealing souls, he steals fucking tax dollars.
He's Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung. He's Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung.
It's like abortion rights.
Old man Shang Tsung.
Here. Like, the determination that these people had as a minority party in the accomplishments that they're able to brag about. Meanwhile, we have the fucking Kente Cloth Club. That is our last line of defense between us and fucking oblivion. While the Republicans work overtime and have controlled all this shit as a minority party, and then in 4 years worked overdrive as the majority. Like, what the
You know what?
fuck?
You know what it is? If the government was a bank robbery, the Democrats would be too busy discussing what are we going to do about the bank robbery while the bank robbery is happening. Meanwhile, the Republicans are too busy firing Vivica A. Fox and turning her into a bank robber. And that's America.
Nice set it off reference.
Am I lying though?
You're really not. That's the problem. It's like,
Meanwhile, nobody stopped the bank robbery. Bank's still being robbed. Y'all doing this other shit. Bank's still being robbed.
yeah, it's like Democrats are like, oh my God, what do we do? We're being robbed. How can we Stop this. Let's figure out how we can stop this in the future one day.
Republican, you, bank teller, you're from the same projects as Robert, aren't you? You're fired. And here come the independents. Here come the independents and third parties. Is somebody gonna stop the bank robbery? We gotta try to do it. Okay, we're gonna do it with absolutely no resources at all.
It's like, can we please borrow a cell phone to call 911? It's like, Pelosi, let me just use your phone real quick.
And that's America.
That's oh God. And I can imagine the party, it's like, yo, so your phone's dead.
The major parties has got all the resources and doing jack shit and bullshit in that order, and all the third parties and independent parties, minority parties, is over here wanting to actually do some shit, but the resources is jack shit.
Oh yeah. So I went to go look up the party rules today for the Hartford party. Man, it was difficult obtaining them. Let me tell you, I didn't get them. I guess they're gonna send them over tomorrow. But yeah, I was curious because I'm like, only one candidate in Connecticut is under the Hartford party.
Interesting, huh?
Very. So I mean, I know, like, I was looking at Greens, Independent. They just want people to run the independents. Then there's Democrat and Republican, obviously. Mm-hmm. Who do you think's gonna win in November? It's my birthday on election day, and I'm hoping no one forgets it. I don't know what I want to do. I just want to do something awesome.
I want to know this. Georgia doesn't have to eat that L if Herschel Walker pulls a victory.
Listen. So his son was very supportive, and then all of a sudden snaps. So I mean, that's common in abused children, right? However, let me tell you about the son that everybody heard about with Herschel Walker, because holy shit, let me drink this tea.
All right, go ahead, drink your tea.
So let's talk about the fact that Herschel Walker's son says he's not gay, but has sex with men.
Could be bi.
No. He is only attracted to men. He identifies as a man.
Okay. So that's gay.
Right. However, he says the woke mob has labeled him gay because he has sex with men.
It makes no sense. None whatsoever.
My brother in Christ. I don't know how deep in that closet you want to go, but, feel free to step out at any time. At least turn on a light. That's really some awful shit. What the fuck did Herschel Walker do to his son that his son is like, I have sex with men, but I'm not gay?
Herschel Walker's son ever play football? Herschel Walker's son ever play football?
Maybe. I didn't look into that. I know he's an influencer and he talks a lot of shit about Democrats.
Herschel Walker, God.
No, his son.
I know, but Herschel Walker is a piece of work in general. I wouldn't be surprised if his son was so affected by it that you get the results of what you got today.
Are you sure?
So,
the state of Georgia churned out Stacey Abrams and Reverend Warnock, but then you also have people like Herschel Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just a crapshoot on how you turn out, or do you think it's the neighborhood?
A bit of both, to be honest.
Well, we've kind of ran over. Do you want to cut?
Yeah, we can cut here. I think we
All right.
covered a lot of topics tonight.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a good night.
Peace, love, and soul. Wait, this ain't okay. All right.